7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Welcome to Brothers and Booze.
What's up, yeah, man? What's going on with you, man?
I don't know. I spent like 2 seconds on that snazzy little intro. Hopefully people like
it. The way you open it up there.
And I'm over here spilling my beer here, which is beer mail from our friend Daniel.
Oh, more.
Oh, a lot more. Oh, look at the background. I feel with the nice port head. It's a Hellsbach. So it should
the Hellsbach. That's nice.
And my nice here, not clean glass. I believe the artist here is I like calling breweries artists. It's great. Industrial Arts.
Oh, cool.
Industrial Arts Brewing Company, Spring Landscape, Hellsbach Lager.
Hellsbach. Haven't had one of those in a long time.
Ooh, lager, nice and light throughout. The typical lager that we like. But the ending here is a little bit like a piney hoppy kind of thing going on.
Okay.
Not hops, but
piney. Is it piney like gin?
Piney like West Coast IPA would be piney. Just subtly though. It's not corny like we're used to our lagers, which I'm tired of lagers being corny. So
it's corny ass
lager.
lager.
Sure if you want to tap yours, this is gonna go down fast, man.
Hey man, so I'm starting, since this was a friggin' monsterly hot day here, I'm starting with an IPA from it's from Foley Brothers Brewing in Vermont. Big Bang IPA. It's actually a pretty cool label.
What does monstrously hot mean to you?
Well, to me, it's sunny, humid, and anything over 70 is hot. But it was like 85 today, so yeah. So I was not. I was a sweaty camper outside today. So
that awkward
pouring this, and I can smell the hops on it already. I'm not even anywhere near the can or the glass.
That awkward moment when it's hotter in Wisconsin.
Yeah, you see the. Ooh, it's hoppy, but super smooth. Not like the hops is like overtaking anything, but it's definitely got a nice little earthy hoppy taste to it. It's very drinkable though. Like like because it's hot out, you could definitely pound some of these. It's kind of like the it's a little slightly hoppier than the frickin' racist IPA that we don't like to mention.
Oh, but you wanted to talk about them.
That's good. We want to talk about?
We ended our last Meet My Friends with Bottle Makes 3, and I held you back from an epic founder's rant. So I don't know if you want to wait for that, or we'll bring on Greg, and then
let's bring on Greg, and then he can weigh in too, because I'm sure he'll have some opinions. We welcome that shit. So,
well, here you go. Here we go. Hi, Greg.
Hey, Greg.
Hey, guys.
Welcome, Greg. Man.
Thanks. Long-time listener, first-time caller. This is great.
So
we've been doing this for over a year, and nobody's done that before, so kudos.
Thank you. I've been thinking about that for a while.
So what do you got on tap first? Let's tap your first one. Here. You got?
So, most of my offerings are rather local, so I try to keep it local. So my first offering will be the Giant Jones Grand Porter, which I absolutely love. So,
and
in a working draft pint. So.
Nice glassware there.
And for those who don't know and who are not from Madison area, Giant Jones and Working Draft are about probably a half a mile apart, and they probably started within a year of each other. So they are very young breweries. They're very small breweries. They're very close breweries. From what I know, they really, really like each other,
Yep.
and I like them both, and they're fantastic.
Oh God, that's so good.
They give us
And the color on that porter was awesome, by the way.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
No, it's cool. I just saw it and I was like, man, that's a really nice
Beer right here. The beer shines. So
Yeah.
yeah. This is so good. Thank you, Jessica.
Yeah. So Greg, so we don't butcher it. Can you tell us how to pronounce your last name?
Oh, Tatusko. Yeah, Tatusko. It's okay. I mean, people say so many different things. Yeah, it's all right.
So Greg, for those who don't know you, I would say that half the people probably know you because half the people are from Madison in my group and people who follow me and all that, and the other half from outside of Madison area. But for people who don't know, Greg is my friend that I met in the Madison area. He is a social butterfly as far as the beer scene goes around here. He is a board member of the local kick-ass homebrew club. So we'll get into that. The homebrew club puts on one of the most fantastic beer fests in America. So we'll get into that. But I just wanted people to know who you are before we jumped in. Anything else on your resume that I missed? I'm sure there is.
Boy, beer related or in like general? Because I'm a baritone.
However you want to do it, man.
I sing baritone in a German men's choir, which is the oldest German men's choir in the state of Wisconsin, second oldest in the country, which is kind of fun. Formed in 1852, so it is 4 years younger than the state of Wisconsin itself. So that's kind of fun. I like long.
We can get you to sing.
Sure.
No, that would be another first. We've never had anybody.
If you want like an Ein Prosit, I can definitely do one of those. I mean, that's totally within your rights as hosts. So
Doug and I will never sing because we want people to watch.
If you heard us in pre-production singing, you'd be like, dudes, never freaking open your mouths.
Hey, that was awesome. Okay, anytime that I can, just dance along with some James Brown in the background, I love it.
Yeah. Greg brings the funk at the in the pre-production. That's for sure.
Yeah, got to get that funk.
Yeah. So, can I ask a question? Just referring to the German singing, is it just in German songs?
We do a lot of different stuff. We do sing in English. We sing in Latin. We sing a lot of stuff, but primarily German. It's fun. A lot of some Wagner. But yeah, a lot of songs from the 1800s and early 1900s. So
yeah, I don't sing. So.
Yeah, good stuff.
What?
That's Bob. That's just Bob because my last name Tatusko to him sounds Japanese, so he calls me Japanese Greg. It's Bob. Anyone that knows Bob knows Bob. So Bob.
So Bob is apparently we've had other folks talk about Bob, and he's just Bob apparently. So yeah,
Bob Pellegrino, P. Bobby. Yeah.
Tatusko.
Oh yeah, close. But, I have had people say Tatusko is one way. So,
now we need to explain. Now that you were a bit broad and brash about it, now we need to explain why I see an Eagles hat and I see a Fox hat.
Yes, you notice all of my little hidden behind me that I have purposely put there because I've been planning this for a while now, right? So this beautiful, beautiful hat is of the was it Super Bowl 52? Yes, I think that word 50. Yeah, 52. Super Bowl champions, the Philadelphia Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly on the road to victory, baby. For those that don't know me, I am from the northeast of the United States. I am from Pennsylvania. I grew up in northeastern PA, thus the Yingling clock there. I grew up in Minersville, PA, which is right next to Pottsville. I grew up about 5 minutes from the brewery. So really close to me, close to my heart. Pretty sure Yingling was my first beer. And then I went to school in Philly. And then from there, I ended up in the great state of Wisconsin. So yeah, it's great. Love it. But yes,
Great.
huge Eagles fan. I wanted to wear something like, beer related. If not, I would definitely have my Brian Dawkins jersey on right now because he is a member of the of the Football Hall of Fame now. So yeah, he's great. So go.
You're lucky Doug's got the follow up here. You're lucky Doug's got the follow up.
Yeah, because Greg would not be so kind. I will be moderately less unkind. Yep. As someone who grew up in Pennsylvania as well, who grew up 40 minutes from Minersville,
Oh, nice.
they might take a little exception in Northeast PA for calling Minersville Northeast PA.
Okay. Fine. Southern cheer.
I'm going to tell you that the Scrantonians and the Wilkes-Barreians do think Wilkes-Barre is the low point of Northeast PA to those days.
That's fair. Whatever.
It's the same thing like people being like, well, I'm from this part of LA or whatever, and everybody's like, whatever, man. So yeah, but and also I'm going to tell you the funny thing is, like, I grew up close to England. My first beer was a Rolling Rock.
Okay. Yeah.
And I am well on the record of not liking Yingling beer, and it's I've never liked their beer. It's a weird thing. I just have never cared for it. Even when I was drinking piss beer, I mean, I'd rather drink Schlitz when I was younger. That's how bad it was. But hey, to each their own. So you're going to Philly for college. That's where you picked up your Philly affiliations for sports, or was it?
No, not really. No, growing up, I was always an Eagles fan. But just No, I ended up just going to college in Philly. I was just using that as a segue into me as a person. I've always been an Eagles fan for a very, very, very long time. So
I'm actually representing a Philly brewery on my shirt.
Oh, okay, nice.
Crime and Punishment.
Oh, nice. Yeah, the beer scene. I moved to Wisconsin in 2011, so I know the beer scene has really exploded. But in college, was not a huge really big into craft beer at the time. Sam Adams, I think I really liked Sam Adams Cherry Wheat was my drink in in my senior year. So it was really until I moved out to Madison where I really got to experience craft beer in all of its all of its glory. Sorry, I was trying to use a really fancy word there, but I couldn't do it. So, really, Madison is great, and I absolutely love the beer scene here. That's for sure.
Garth, you're exactly right.
Yeah. And part of the beer scene is Garth and his beer bar.
Oh yeah,
for sure. And so he let go Rolling Rock. That's what I drank in my first party with my wife. As all people, it's funny. Here's a panel here that Doug, were you born in Pennsylvania?
I was born in Miami.
Okay.
So my mom married my stepdad and when I was 4, and I lived in Pennsylvania from there until I was 30, almost 40. Yeah.
I was going to say that we all three of us were born in Pennsylvania, but all three of us grew up early years in Pennsylvania for sure. And Rolling Rock is an old school Pennsylvania. If it wasn't Yingling, it was Rolling Rock. So do we have any Rolling Rock stories here?
That was what my dad drank. So that was the first beer I had. Was he's like, here, have some of this, and I was like, this tastes like ass. Here, hand it. But it's what if you want to drink beer, that's what I drink. So yeah. What about you?
Rolling Rock was premium. Remember that shit?
Oh, premium. Yeah, my pap drank Jenny 12-horse ale.
That wasn't premium.
I opened one of those when he didn't know it, and I just smelled it, and I was like, I'm not drinking that. I'll go hide that somewhere because that just smells terrible. So.
No, Rolling Rock was a go-to, but Yingling for me, it was really good to a point, and then it was just downhill. It was really, really good to a point. I don't know when that point was, but it was young, early, and then I don't know. I was just looking for other things then, and then it got into. Come on, what are these other ones? Killian's Red. What are these other ones that came
Red
around?
Dog.
What'd you say?
Red Dog.
Red Dog. There was a couple, and then I jumped into, of course, kind of stereotypically, but not malt liquor. So Colt 45, Colt 22, all that mess. Yeah, good times. But Philly beer scene is good. Greg, you said you haven't been back, but Philly beer scene.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I've had some like tired hands, and yeah, that stuff's amaze balls. So yeah, it's definitely something I need to. Yeah, really. Even though I'm a coastie, I don't really get over that way that much. So yeah, I need to. That's for sure.
Especially during the pandemic, you barely get to alchemy. I mean, what the hell? So like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's.
Yeah.
I know you got the alchemy though, because I see sometimes you put on there.
Oh yeah. Dude, great.
How are they doing? Are they doing the curbside and all that? How are they doing? Food is good.
We're doing. I think I saw a bit ago because I was looking for something to eat on a Friday a few weeks ago. I think for a while there they were doing a little bit of outdoor seating. Not 100% though. When it was kind of safer too. Now I don't know what's going on ever since yesterday. So. I had the Stolzi's fish fry tonight, and that's amazing. Dude, it's worth it. Those potato pancakes, oh my god!
I think takeout food tastes better during COVID, man. I don't know what it is.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, I'm sure you have a great selection of beer to pair with them, so you know.
That helps.
I tell you, fried walleye goes great with anything. So.
Now I've had some where, but it was earlier in the pandemic where like they were working with like skeletal staffs, and we ordered food from this one restaurant locally. It was awful, and I think it was just because they were probably working with like two people filling every freaking order. You know what I mean? So it's just like I don't blame them. It was just like. It made me not want to order from them again. It was a place we'd never ordered from before too. So, but I think that's an outlier. I think Greg, you're right. I think things have been, they're able to maybe staff enough that they can cook what they need to cook, and fried walleye sounds awesome. And I haven't had that in forever, so I'm jealous.
Yep, and also, Doug, I think it's our perception, meaning it's a tough time. So things taste better than they would if it was just us. Like, what was it in February? Me and you just hanging out, and you went and got me Thai food. Remember when we got back? Because I was still hungry. And again, I guarantee that Thai food would taste a whole lot. I mean, it was good. Don't get me wrong, but it would taste a whole lot better if I was there now. Just because again, mind frame and it's a pandemic, so it's more like that's how I kind of think it goes. But I think they're stepping up their game, but I also think that there's appreciation there more, or at least from me.
Probably.
Anyway,
for me, it's like really nice to just, also just help support the community, because I mean I know definitely right now a lot of restaurants are struggling. I mean, heck, it's been pretty bad with everything going on. So it's like just trying to help support people as much as I can, and I'm really not getting out too much, because it's like not really the best thing to do right now. So,
how do you guys do this? Because I just had a conversation at the dinner table tonight about how I'm not going to name the restaurant, but how there's this one restaurant that we used to always go to. We haven't gotten anything from them. So I was telling the lady, they're next. There have to be soon. We got to do it. Is there any reason why we haven't? Because the lady's really strict about curbside. So if you don't run your curbside in the manner that she likes it, you'll be crossed off the list. So, and again, she doesn't curbside, no contact means no contact. So no rolling down windows for cards, no receipts through windows, none of that. She won't do drive through or anything. And again, that's her preference. I mean, everybody has their own preference. Point is that if you get to a point to where you don't trust whether the people are being safe enough, have you turned that off, Greg, or have you turned it off, Doug? Have you been to a place where it's just like, oh no, you guys don't have masks, so I'm not doing it? Or again, because this is a personal thing. It's funny because people run around and scream that it's a personal liberty thing to wear a mask. So We don't have to get into that, but I'm getting into the whole thing where, where we all have to make decisions and we can't choose everybody. So
Yeah.
how does this get done in COVID, Greg?
Greg, you first, man. I'll go after you.
Thank you. For me, it's been kind of I mean, I definitely monitor to see if people are wearing masks. Most of the places I have been, the staff are wearing masks, not necessarily the patrons. Even myself, find myself sometimes getting a little too lax with having my mask down when I should have it on, or not having it on. So that's not good on me personally. But I mean, I try to be as safe as possible. I mean, I've been kind of going into work since I went to Tampa in March, and then I quarantined when I got back, because that's kind of when things were kind of going a little crazy. And then once quarantine was done, went back to work, and from there I always just totally always trying to wear a mask, and because of work and everything, so it's kind of mandatory.
Real quick, Greg, before we get to Doug, tell everybody why you were in Tampa, though, because that's a beer story.
Sure. There's
story.
Yeah, sure. So there's a brewery down there. Their name is Cigar City. People may have heard of them. And they have an event called Hunahpu Day to honor their beer Hunahpu, who is a Mayan god, I believe. I'm trying to think the story. I looked it up recently. Basically went down there for it. I drove down with my buddies Justin and Ryan, who are also in this club, and we went down. It was a 17, 19-hour drive. I'm trying to think. That was fun. Drove down all night, and got there at like 4:55 into Tampa. At 5 p.m., Cigar City canceled the festival. So we're like, oh, great. What do we do? Well, other breweries are still open, so we went to cycle. So we ended up doing a giant bar crawl. Had the best Cuban sandwich of my life. Shout out to, I think, Chad. You're the one that told me that one, Chad Kersey, about going to Bodega for Cuban, and it was amazing. And so, best Cuban sandwich I ever had. And then great beer. I mean, fantastic beer. Let me tell you. Oh, it was so good. Tampa's great. Have you guys been to Tampa? Or any of the? No? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It would be great to actually, we didn't do all the other Tampa Bay Beer Week events. That'd be kind of fun to do one day, but I'm really excited to go to Hunahpu Day next year, because Hunahpu Day is a huge beer festival, and we'll get to try a lot of beers that are out of the Wisconsin network and really, or outside the Midwest. And so don't really get a chance to drink all that often at festivals that I'm associated with. And so, it's it was rough. But it was okay, because we were in was it Ybor City, and there's a little trolley that was there, so we would get really drunk and then just hop on the trolley and go back to our Airbnb, and it was great. It was really fun. It was a good trip. Tampa was really fun, and Tampa and the surrounding area, really fun place, and the weather was perfect, because it was still freaking cold up here in Wisconsin. So
you made some lemonade out of lemons. So
yeah,
right. Back to the COVID question. Are you willing? Will you cut off a place if you don't feel safe there, or have you cut off a place, or where are you at with all that?
For me, I'm out if it doesn't feel safe. I have family members who are immunocompromised that I'm not willing to risk. So if you're not taking this shit seriously, I'm not going. And here's the thing. So in New York State, we're in a spot where you're allowed to have very limited inside seating as long as 10 feet apart. And you can have outside seating 6 feet apart. I'm not sitting in any of those. That's my choice. If you want to do that, good on you. I'm not doing that. But that's, to me, I am far more cautious because, I don't go out anywhere and where there's other folks where there isn't a mask, and I have a mask on my nose and my face, and I'm very conscientious of it. we all have that sort of, hey, it can't get me thing, but like, I don't know. So I'm going to wear my mask and I'm going to wash the shit out of my hands and I'm going to do all that stuff because we're in the middle of all this and we have no freaking idea where it's going to end, where it's going to go. You know, we're in the middle of like just figuring out school coming up in a couple months. You know, that's a whole different ball of wax. You know, I have one kid in college who they're mandating them to go to college. And they're going to basically quarantine them in the dorm only to go out to get food on campus and to go to class. And that's it.
This ain't going to work.
No, and it's you're still stuck in a dorm. And you're like, well, you have a pod of 10 people. You think those people are going to stick to the pod? No, they're not. So,
wait. The same people that are like, I don't care. I'll catch the coronas and I'm going to the beach.
Well,
I'm going
our son's not like that. He would be like very conscientious.
I understand your son's not.
The other folks won't.
Right. He is not. Yeah. So
can I open second one because I'm done with my first.
Oh, I open up my second. I don't even tell you guys.
So here's the thing. This one, I posted this to you guys earlier. This is a Ukrainian Porter. Would you like to guess how much I paid for this Ukrainian Porter that is 8% alcohol?
500 rubles.
I don't know how much rubles is in America.
Shouting out a random number and a
Yeah, I paid $2.09 for this.
I said $2. Somebody heard me.
$2. There you go.
And I'm going to request my wife go get a bottle opener for me since I was dumb and forgot one.
Well, what does that?
I have two. I have my opener and I got my awesome Sierra Nevada. So,
what do you have there, Greg?
Folks beer, Nightwalk, Black Lager.
Oh, where's that from?
Somebody that Daniel sent me. Folks beer from Brooklyn.
Oh, nice.
New York. Yeah, if you
Dave sent you that from California.
Daniel Fisher.
Oh, Daniel Fisher. Okay, I thought Dave sent that from. I was like, what the fuck?
No, I gotta get to that other Piney though. That's tomorrow. But so this nice black lager, roasty. You would love it, man. You would love it.
I like that.
Black lagers.
Yeah, you would love it.
I'll open my next one. I have the
Doug first.
Shop or
Greg, Doug first. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. So sorry.
No worries. So
it's just got a nice head to it, but he needs to talk about that.
Yeah. So this is so I've never had a Ukrainian Porter. I don't have either of you had a Ukrainian Porter because I have not.
Specifically called that? No.
No, I don't think Ukrainian.
Well, it's probably a Baltic.
It tastes exactly like a Baltic Porter.
Oh.
You nailed that. Like it doesn't taste like a roasty porter. It's very much like a Baltic. 8% ABV. Like if they would have said it was fucking Jerry, I knew you and RJ are like the goddamn let's find the cheap beers and let's do that. And they are like they find all the deals. I don't know how they do it. This is just something I found just on a whim. But 8% ABV in a 20-ounce bottle for $2.
Boom.
And it tastes good. It tastes like a good Baltic Porter.
Boom. Now, Greg, what do you got? Because I know what it is.
Sorry about cutting you off there.
I cut you off, man. I apologize, Doug. Sorry, I don't know the flow. I'm sorry. I haven't really done this before, so I apologize. I'm just riffing here, guys. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay, man. It's all good.
I love that. I have, and this was courtesy of my friend Jason Jones, who Greg, I believe you know Jason. If you're not, yeah, he used to be at Ale Asylum, and then he went out to Minneapolis to be at Surly, and now he's at up in Wanakee at Octopi, and so he
what?
What? Yeah.
Oh, I gotta look my man up. That's
amazing.
He's
here in town. He's living up in Northport, dude. Yeah, dude.
Fucking COVID. Sorry.
Greg's like,
he's been meaning to reach out, but I think he lost your phone number, so you gotta call him.
Yeah, but I'm not trying to meet him now, but soon.
Oh, it's fine. Yeah, no, he's crazy busy all the time. Now, he swung by my house the other day with a box of beer. I'm not even joking. I mean, it's an entire box. In said box were a bunch of seltzers, by the way, which was pretty funny. And also, one thing that I've been wanting to try, and I could not find because I really wasn't going out to stores and buying beer a lot because I have a cellar of beer that I really need to get rid of. But I have, it is the Chocolate Shop Untitled Art, the Zanzibar Chocolate Ice Cream Stout. And yeah, so I'm going to have that very strange beer in a very strange glass. And what do I mean by that? Well, I have a bunch here that has not one, not two, but 3 handles. Why? Why does it have 3? And I don't know is the answer. It is a Dortmunder glass, and I have no idea why it has 3 handles. I don't know if it's for sharing or if you get drunk, you need extra handles to grab the beer. I have no clue. But it's exciting and weird, just like this delicious chocolate beer.
Yeah. I think it's for when you're driving and you're drunk.
Yeah. Right.
Let me grab it and hope I hit a handle.
That's right. Oh, sorry.
Greg, so Jason Jones works at Octopi Brewing. That's what you're
Yes, he does. Yeah, he's on the cold side. Yeah, it's cool. There's a few Ale Asylum people working. There's a few former Ale Asylum employees working at Octopi Brewing Company in Waunakee, Wisconsin. So, yeah.
See, Greg always makes fun of me because we see each other out, and he's like, "Oh, look at Mr. Popular Daddy Porter."
Yeah, dude, he's super popular.
All this other bullshit. But when it comes down to the end of the day, Greg knows more about the Madison beer scene than I'll probably ever know, and these are facts. But he always makes fun of me like I'm some big Nah, it doesn't work that way, Greg.
Dude, you have a show and with someone.
Yeah,
you guys are coast to mid coast. Oh. I mean, this is great.
Oh no. Anyway, how's your beer?
Yeah, how is it?
Do you guys know what chocolate tastes like?
No.
Oh, it tastes just like chocolate. It's all chocolate. It's chocolate. It's like chocolate ice cream that has melted and is in a glass, and then you put that into your esophagus, and it's really good.
So it's like chocolate.
Yeah, it's chocolate. There's some there's beer in here. I am told. There's a percentage, 8% alcohol by volume. So
yeah, that's not nothing.
No, it's not nothing. It might be the lowest alcohol beer I have here, though. So that'll be fun. Yeah.
That'll be great later. That'll be great later.
Because my porter was 9.1, and my next, I'm not going to spoil things, but I think most of the beers I have on deck are definitely above 9%. So yeah,
that's normally me. I'm normally the one with like the barrel aged shit, and I'm just dropping all those. And I was going to actually grab, I have a salted caramel imperial stout that is in my fridge, and I almost pulled it out, and I was like, it's too hot, and I just decided against that. So.
Yeah.
Wow. I've never heard that.
Yeah, you've never heard me say that, have you, Greg?
No. Look at this show. It's for first all across the board.
I bring a lot of firsts to the party. Like I had a beer kind of float across the screen. It was weird. There's like a poltergeist in my house right now. It's super scary, but it's all good. It delivers.
Right.
Maybe you were moving like Neo in the Matrix, and it just kind of.
So, Greg, I know you're familiar with our show. I don't know if you need to be reminded about what happens halfway through it.
No, please remind me because I don't remember.
Well, it's now time for a sponsor.
Which is you.
Since we don't have a sponsor, you're a sponsor.
Oh.
So you can talk about anything that moves your mind, anything that you like. I had or anything that you are involved in, like the homebrewing club or anything you want.
Sure.
Now's the time.
Sure. I mean, I have tons of sponsor stuff around me, but yeah. Oh, geez, on the spot. Today's episode is sponsored by the letter G for Greg.
Two Gregs.
Yeah.
Two Gregs. There's a lot of.
Let's get rid of Doug, and we can just have two Gregs. Right.
There you go.
Perfect.
Two Gregs. Love it. Yeah. We're also sponsored by many things. Oh, I have this great. Here's the Great Taste of the Midwest. There we go. That's my water bottle for today. Thank you for sponsoring my water bottle today.
Well, tell everybody about the Great Taste of the Midwest.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, Great Taste Midwest. So, yeah, it's this beer festival that happens in Madison, Wisconsin. Usually happens in Madison, Wisconsin the second Saturday in August. Unfortunately, this year it does not happen. Yeah, there should be a tab. It's the middle one right there. Yeah, it's something that I'm proud of. I've only been in the homebrew club for a few years now, but last year I kind of have been doing more with especially the festival, and so it's something that I absolutely love. I know there's quite a few people involved with it, and it's an amazing event. If anyone has not gone, definitely try to get tickets. It's fantastic. Yeah, I believe it is the second oldest beer festival in the United States. First being GABF. Yeah, I absolutely love it. I went to a few of them prior to me joining the Homebrewers Guild, and then was able to become a volunteer. And yeah, now I'm helping. I'm a czar, we call the organizers of it. So yeah, it's kind of fun. It's a great time. I know I have a lot of memories from that event. I have a lot of missing memories from that event. I have, yeah, it's a great time. I get to run into so many crazy people, such as Greg Washington, and yeah, oh yeah, that guy, yeah, right there, and yeah, he's on the screen. I forgot. Yes, such a great time. I love it. It's a great festival. Doug, you should go.
I want to. There's that and the barrel aged festival I'd like to go to, and Fresh Fest, which I wanted to go to, which got kind of sidetracked with everything. But there's multiple ones. I've never been to GABF, so that's another one. Like I have a lot of bucket list ones I want to go to. So
yeah,
all right, so we're just going to jump right into this, which is the thing that I don't want to think about.
Uh-oh.
Do you have one, Greg? I'll give you a chance. I'll start first. Doug always, not always. He started chastising me. Not always. He started for not going first. So I'm going to go first. I don't want to think about, and I haven't been out to eat since COVID. The last time I went out to eat was with Doug, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. Or was it when I left Doug's house to eat breakfast? It was some. It was,
no, I think it's that one. I think it's the one you left. You left my house when I offered to make you breakfast, and you're like, "If I stay here, I'm never going to leave." So you left and had breakfast elsewhere.
Right, and then I probably ate out like during that time too, but I haven't really eaten out since then. So, Greg, have you eaten out at a place since COVID?
I have. I've done.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry. I don't want you to steal what I'm about to say. Which is the thing I don't want to think about is being served by someone in a mask with gloves. I just don't want to think about it. And honestly, maybe I just need to stay at home and get curbside until everything is passed and I don't have to do that. I just don't want to think about it. I know it's a first world problem. I know it's not really a problem. I know people have bigger problems. I'm just telling you right now at this time, that's the thing I don't want to think about. Who's next?
I have one if Greg doesn't.
I kind of have one, yeah. But
yeah,
Doug,
go. I'll go next.
Oh, go ahead, Doug. I'll let you go because
Okay.
I cut you off earlier. So
No worries. So what I don't want to think about is when the NBA starts up and somebody gets freaking COVID and they have to shut everything down for 2 weeks again. That's what I don't want to think about because goddamn, I miss basketball. Listen, I like football.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't watched a full NFL game in 4 years. and I haven't watched any college football at all. Baseball, I don't care two shits about, but that's a personal preference. I know a lot of people really wanting that.
Mhm.
Basketball is my thing. March Madness got canceled, and that is my absolute apex sports event. So all I'm left with the NBA, and I know what's going to happen. They're going to go back. Like they had all the guys come back. They tested all of them, and like 16 of them were positive. So those guys got to quarantine. And now that's 2 weeks out more. And then we're supposed to start at the end of July. And then somebody else will get it because here's the thing. They're doing a bubble, and they're doing it in Florida, which is the do it in. Which means somebody's going to get it, and then all that shit's going to stop again. And then I'll just be like, you know what? Why just cancel the fucking season? Don't do it. No.
Florida. Why does everyone choose Florida to go to?
They chose Florida because Orlando has in the Disney campus has like 4 courts.
Well,
You're telling me you couldn't find that somewhere else? You couldn't say, hey, Montana, you have 8,000 gazillion acres. Make 4 courts.
Exactly. They have all the money in the world. They can just build stuff in Montana.
doesn't it have more to do with a governor who thinks that the WWE is an essential
business? I honestly, the NBA is one of those leagues where I actually think they care more about their players than most.
Sure. So
Yeah,
but that's why Orlando was picked, because it was friendly to like businesses, and they could just be like, all right, we'll go down there and we'll figure that out.
Well, the thing is, they're doing the bubble, but like you can't restrict people that are making food from coming in because you can't tell them they had a quarantine. You can't do that. They're not doing that. Like they should. If you're going to make a bubble, you need a true bubble system.
Right.
No way they can do that in the NFL because there's 53 freaking players per team. Plus there's 8,000 coaches. Like there's just no way you can pull that off. Baseball, you kind of can. But the owners and the players had a lot of disputes. So, yeah, I don't know.
But also part of it, though, is what America doesn't understand or get is that because we're seeing international soccer start, but their curves are down.
Yep.
There's a little bit of a distinction there when your curves are going down, then skyrocketing up. So I'm just saying. Anyway, sorry, Doug. I didn't mean to jump on your thing and make it worse, but I kind of.
Yeah, the sports thing sucks. I mean, I do enjoy a bit of football. If there is a season that allows fans this upcoming season, I have the ability to get tickets for the game of the wonderful Philadelphia Eagles against the local team, the Green Bay Packers. So I really want to see December 12th. I went last year, this past season. I think it was like September 24th, where the Philadelphia Eagles beat the Green Bay Packers. So I'll see myself out. Bye, guys. Oh, I'm just kidding. That was games. I do like football. But I mean, yeah, I'm with you, man. I don't know how they'll do sports with everything going on. I mean, because people in the United States, I mean, we see it in a lot of places. We saw it in Michigan. There were people that went into the Capitol building, demanding like, we got to reopen now. And it's like, just I come from a field of like kind of medical device and stuff like that, and so medicine is something that I understand. And this is a generational event that we're going through. I mean, this is something that it will have, it just shows the state of the healthcare system in the United States, and it's kind of alarming, and that people just don't want to listen to the science and healthcare professionals about what we should do, so that we as a community, as a country, can move past this, and we can then go and enjoy our hot dogs and baseball and all that. So it's, yeah, I'm with you guys. I don't know.
Hey, Greg, is that the thing you don't want to think about?
No. I mean, that's Doug's thing. I can't do the same thing as Doug's thing. That's
there's no thing where you can't piggyback off that stuff. That's totally cool.
That's so pre-coronavirus. It's no. For me is and Doug doesn't. Doug and Greg, this might, I don't know if this will, what you guys are fearing, but beer festivals. How is a beer festival ever going to happen again? Like in reality, for a while. Like that's what I fear. The handling of glassware, people really close together. When people drink, inhibitions kind of, things kind of break down. It's like, for me, social lubricant. I'm kind of a shy-ish person without alcohol. This loosens me up a bit, lets me be talkative. I mean, I've been talking to you guys for 45 minutes and 18 seconds, and so I had to look for this time. And so it's like, I'm afraid for that, guys. I mean, I am like, I do like my beer festivals. It's fun. You get to go see people. It's like I have, like Greg was saying earlier, I do know quite a few people, especially in the brewing community in Madison and Dane County and in Wisconsin. In the Midwest, I know quite a few brewers, and I love going to a festival and seeing people. Like, I don't get out to Milwaukee all that often. As much as I should. But like, yeah, if I get to see any of my friends from Milwaukee, it's like I get to see them. Like, I know it's like in June we would have had the Wisconsin Brewers Guild would have had the Wisconsin Wisconsin Beer Lovers Festival. There we go, got it up. And I did that. I went last year to like judge some beers, and that was really fun. And I got to see some friends. Man, it's like, yeah. So it's like beer festivals. How, and especially, I mean, beer festival season is coming up. I mean,
it's now. It's
now too. I know, and so it's like. I mean, I love having my own beer festival in my house every night, but it's like. It's not the same, I know at the beginning part of all of this craziness that we have in the world right now, I was doing like at least 3 Zoom calls a week, with people, like Zoom happy hours, and they're fun and everything, but they are exhausting, and they're not the same thing. I mean, interacting with people is different. I mean, I want to be able to yell in your face instead of on a screen. I mean, come on.
Yeah, but you also miss out on folks that like fall asleep in the middle of them, which is awesome.
I know, right? I mean,
Greg, we've experienced that personally.
Oh yeah, a few times. Sure.
They're like, holy shit, that person's asleep. Let's kick them out.
I know what you're talking about. I was on that one. That's the only one I actually attended, I believe. Maybe I attended 2.
I'm pretty sure. And it was one person just snoring the fuck away. And we're like, hey man, we want to keep you in, but you're asleep. You're not.
Well, because we started shouting at the camera to see if we could wake him up. And it was great.
All right. So, hey, man, we love that guy. I'm not going to mention it. It's just.
Oh, no, of course not. Everybody loves everybody.
Greg, you popped up in another beer, and you were like, woo, when you opened it up. So, what do you got? Urban Refuge. Double IP. Okay, that's totally you. I would torch him. What? Crown?
I believe this is a Daniel Fisher special. It could be a David Rogers, though. I'm not sure. But Daniel Fisher and David Rogers both sent me beer mails, and they arrived at the same day. And, like, respectfully to them, that was a bad thing, because what happened was this all got shoved into, like, the refrigerator. Daniel Fisher wrote me a nice he wrote me a nice little thing with all the beers on it. I was gonna say before, if you can get beers from Daniel Fisher, man, cheers. Anyway,
Daniel Fisher and I are not all that far away, so I'm gonna have to hit him up and send him stuff from here.
Right. But this is a joy here. I see my the green screen's messing with this, but this is a joy as far as being
look at the color of it, man.
Double IPA, nice juicy double IPA. Greg, this is right out of Working Drafts book here.
Oh man,
juicy, big, you know what I mean, but not too Working Draft, yeah. They do big, juicy, hoppy IPAs, but they're not offensive about them.
No.
A lot of hops, but it's not like the ones that you hate, Doug, which are like, they slap you in the face with hops, which I love.
Have you?
I am not a fan of that shit.
I've been waiting for that to pop up. Like I've been looking at the comments this whole time. That's wonderful.
So
I'm giving him the angry comment, Cruz. You can fuck off.
Oh, right. Well,
now, here's the thing. Mike Cruz and I have roomed together at Dad 2.0.
Yeah.
And he was an awesome roommate. I swear to you, just the greatest roommate. I had food poisoning when I was there.
Ooh.
He just handled it like a fucking champ. He's just like, hey man, it's all right, man. You okay?
Okay, so wait. So after all that, you cuss at him on live stream?
Hey man, that is how he and I roll. It's like me and Govea. It's just the same kind of thing. We both bust on each other. It's all fine.
Oh, nice.
And Mike will be here, I believe, in 2 weeks to respond in person.
Man, I'm looking forward to that too. So
look at that. He already knows you love him.
Yeah, I love you, dude. You're an asshole, but I love you.
I don't know Gary Green, so that must be to you.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah. Gary's good friends with. Do you know Paige Buchanan? Used to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know Gary through Paige. Gary was one of like the Tuesday regulars at House of Brews, and I was like, and him and Connie are down in Albuquerque now, the Berkey as they call it, I believe. And apparently they have really good beers down there, and I do plan on coming to see Gary and Connie at some point because I want to try out all the Berkey beers and have a good time down there. Yeah.
Damn right.
Damn right.
Damn right.
All right, Greg. So, one of the last things to do. Doug, do you have a third one? And Greg, do you have a third one?
Yeah, I didn't even open my third one yet. So.
Oh yeah, I got a third one.
Greg, you do it. I'll do mine after you, man.
Sure.
I'll finish it my second, so it's fine.
Then we'll get to the silly.
Remember, I had a 20-ounce beer for my second one that was 8%. So,
or I can get to the silly shit now if you want. It depends. Whatever you want. We got some silly, dumbass shit though coming up.
I like it.
we have to. The Tuesday group, miss them.
Yeah, right.
Let's visit, Greg.
Yeah, it's great to. It was great to meet people in person. It was a good time.
So earlier, Doug, we've had a lot of comments because Greg is popular, but so we haven't been able to.
Hey, that's the podcast boy.
Yes. Is there any news that I can try to pry out of you, or what?
I don't have any news that I can deliver at the moment.
Okay, we like to break news here, even though we're not journalists. So. Yes. Oh shoot! Chad says hi, Gary.
Hi, Gary.
There's Chad Kersey of Oso Brewing, the Madhouse in Madison, Wisconsin, East Washington Avenue. Go check him out.
Yes, he's been commenting all night. So he's been commenting all night. Let's get back to something that he was talking about earlier, which is he cut off a place that he felt super unsafe. And that's interesting because again, Chad is what is he again? I don't want to get him mixed up.
Well, Chad Kersey? Oh, Chad is the bar manager for the Oso Brewing Madhouse. Madison's the tap room for Oso Brewing up in Plover, Wisconsin. They have a tap room here for, I think it's been over a year now, Chad, right? I think it was like March last year that it opened. So, yeah, I mean, it's great. It's a great little spot. Oh, yeah, and he that's a first right there. He actually publicly put something down there because I don't think that's public knowledge. So that's good to know.
Breaking news, Greg.
There is your announcement. Thanks, Chad. So there we go. Yeah. So they got I think it was a former Kohl's or something. I think it was a Kohl's that they took over and they're gonna build that into a brew space. And so yeah. So like
where?
Exciting for them. They're gonna expand their capacity. Like it's gonna be great.
Where
yeah.
Is it?
I think it's in Plover still. Oh, Shopco, former Shopco. It's close. Whatever.
See, Doug. Doug,
Chocolate with a K though, Chad. Come on.
Doug, I was completely right as Greg proved my point on the fucking show that he knows more about me than Madison shit than I do.
I don't-
Exactly. You proved it, Greg.
Bye, Greg. You lost that one, buddy. Anyway. No, that is awesome. Oso Madhouse is on East Wash. It's right across the street from my stomping ground, old home, Parched Eagle Brew Pub. And Chad is obviously the bar manager there. So yeah. Chad deals with. I'm personally friends with Chad on Facebook, and there are probably things that Chad puts on his personal Facebook that he would never put on Oso, where he's just talking about how he has to deal with the day-to-day grind with people coming in and not wearing masks. Most people respecting it, but some people not. And then him just feeling, sometimes unsafe, mostly safe. But again, I'm sorry, Chad, I don't want to talk for you. I wish you come on if you want, but that's the vibe I get. So it's just very interesting. Chad was also, wasn't he the bar manager over at Off
Broadway Draft House, yeah,
which is another great, fantastic craft beer restaurant place. Yes. And I hear they've been doing good. Have you been over there since?
Actually, I've been there twice.
They've been doing good,
dude. Yeah. So like, I'll tell you like how they've been doing it. Actually, I think Chad's the one that told me what they did. It was interesting. But Amanda is running front of the house now. Chad used to run front of the house. Now Amanda's running it, and so. Great place, safest place in town is what Chad's saying there in the chat, and it is. They put plexiglass. They put plexiglass up on the bar, so you and your bartender have a plexiglass shield between you. They mounted it in the walls, and it's great. Right. And so, I went there. I went there for the fish fry a few times. Because, dude, man, I love their, pan-fried walleye. Oh,
you are a walleye fanatic. What is
I love walleye. Well, yeah. Walleye was something like that doesn't. I've never had walleye before I moved out here, and then I had walleye. The first time I had walleye was at I think Great Main downtown, and I was like, what is this? And the freaking the fillet was like that long, and it was a delicious whitefish, and I'm like. Oh, this is wonderful. And one day I'm going to go up to Canada. I'm going to catch a Canadian walleye. Can't wait. One day.
So, Chad says, getting back to this, he said it a while ago, but some places are just not ready to be opening inside unless they have the balls to police it or to hold guests accountable. And I think that's what he was talking about, or what I was talking about as far as what he was talking about on his personal page. And it's bad enough that restaurants and bar people have to deal with this, the COVID, and the slashing of their wages, and the less people coming in, and the less money they bring home, and how do people who make tips like live through this era where nobody's there? Now you got to deal with my opinion only here. Okay, we're a show here. This is my opinion. Fucking idiots who don't want to wear fucking masks. And who are selfish assholes. And it just fucking annoys me. Sorry, that's just my personal thing. It's not your liberty when you can spread it to someone who can spread it to someone who's really, really tight and personal to them, or you can spread it to my grandmother. That's not liberty. You're being an asshole. So, sorry, that's me. Doug and Greg have their own opinions.
Right.
I would like to publicly say that I totally agree with Greg.
I believe also the term is covidiots. I believe I heard that.
I've heard branch covidians, which I think is
branch covidian.
I'm sorry, I can't do it. I can be diplomatic all the time, but
I'm going to go third.
Yeah, go.
This is a Belgian limited release from Omegang. Belgian National Day Ale. Dry hop triple. This is not one that they have never made before, so this is one I've never had before. And Greg, I've had a million Omegang beers. So I pulled out the Omegang glass.
Oh, proper glassware. Oh, musky are even more fun. Yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, Gary, of course. You're the freaking fish guy, of course.
Pretty.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Not a lot of hops on the nose, a little bit, but I was expecting more with it being dry hopped. Definitely hops on the palate, though.
Mm.
Not terrible, but I'm a big fan of Belgian beers, and Belgian triples have a certain affinity in my heart. And this is a dry hop triple, which not my normal triple. I'd rather just a regular triple. But I'm going to tell you something super refreshing, like really. Greg, I'm going to have to figure. I think I'm going to have to ship some of this to you, both Gregs.
Yeah,
I have a 4-pack so I can send something to you.
Anybody wants my address? Just ask.
I think you both would appreciate this because I'm not a hop head. I'm not someone who enjoys a boatload of hops. This is not a boatload of hops. It's just a nice little. The Belgian triple flavors aren't prominent and the hops aren't prominent. It's just both of it's kind of muted. That makes sense. But it's very crushable. So it's something that, and the problem with that is 8.9% ABV.
There's the kicker.
Crushable, but troublesome.
What's the problem again? There's no problem.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it is if you're sitting in your yard in the sun and it's like baking it out of your skull. That's a problem. But yeah. So I'll have to make this something like this. But I mean, just look at the color of that.
That's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
That's a beautiful beer. I
Yeah.
love beautiful beer.
So, Doug, you have the choice of 2 Giant Jones wheat wines or a Giant Jones wheat wine and a Giant Jones triple.
I want one of each. Because so the other Greg, sorry, we had a wheat wine when Greg was here. That was just phenomenal. And it was the first time I've ever had a wheat wine. And so Greg and I were like, let's order the wheat wine. It tasted like something that was like 5% ABV.
Mm-hmm.
And the person that was at the bar is like, yeah, this is the only beer we've ever had to throw somebody out because they kept drinking it.
Oh,
like it's so good. And Giant Jones, what was it? It was a Burton Ale, right, Greg, that you gave me? The Burton Ale was awesome. And I was like, that is a great fucking beer.
yes.
With a wheat wine, I was like, you got to get me a wheat wine, dude. I'm in. I'll pay you $20 for the bottle. I don't give a shit. Just get me one of those. So,
have you guys had Jessica on yet?
I would love to have Jessica on.
Dude, seriously. I mean, you need to have Chad Kersey on. I mean, first, you need to have Chad on because he's watching a lot of it.
For the record, it is not of a lack of trying for both of them. They've both been asked numerous times for me. That these are facts.
Okay.
So whether it's scheduling or whatever, I've asked. Look. See,
oh, come on, Chad. You would love
No.
Oh, there you go.
Don't do that to me.
Chad has a good idea. Hey, so Chad, I'll give Chad credit. He's an idea guy.
I love that he's like, no, don't do that to me.
Oh no. Oh, Gary, Gary, you came on pretty late. No, Jason's at Octopi. He's up in Wanakee. He's with Joe Waltz and then B2. So Brian went to left ALSL and went to Octopi as well. So yeah. So there's sorry. Oh yeah. Sorry. I know too many people. I apologize.
No,
Sorry.
I really miss Jason Jones, man. I can't wait. I really.
I have a great early of the I have a great thing. Yeah. Sorry.
Wait. No. You know, again, we're not journalists, but we're not going to just let you go. What was that?
No. Sorry. I've been like looking at the live comments, but then I looked at the private chat really quick. I'm like, oh, sorry, it's just me. Sorry. No.
Both. It's fine.
No, I know. I just It's all right. I'm not good at these things. Hey, I opened a beer too. Can I talk about it?
Yes, please do. Because that's
Cool.
what we're here for.
So I know that earlier, and no one else knows this, but Greg was bringing the funk. Well, I brought the soul, wrong way, liquid soul. So I got some barrel-aged liquid soul here from Oso Brewing. How about that? That's so weird. Today's episode is brought to you by the letter O for Oso, as in Oso Good beer from Clover, Wisconsin. In a not appropriate glass. This is a 22 glass from Central Waters. So there's the logo for 22. It's great. Good nose. It's really good. It's boozy. I think that's like 10.5% probably. Maybe more. Who knows? I don't know. Is there an ABV on here? I don't see one. That's cool. I'm going to assume that it's high ABV. I'm just going to assume that. Oops, sorry about that. Yeah. It's really good. It tastes good. I don't know how old that is because I can't remember when I bought it. Maybe 2 years ago, maybe 5. I don't remember.
So, Greg, and I know that I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this, but since you're up on a Madison beer scene,
yeah,
have you tried the newest Madison brewery? I fucking can't wait to do that. And have you eaten there? Because I was looking at the menu today, and I was like, I've never seen a menu like this. And I'll give them props to Young Blood Brewing Company.
Young Blood.
Kyle Gregorish.
Young Blood.
Yeah. Been on
you wanted.
Been on the live show. Kyle was on my show a long time ago. So Kyle has been on the show.
Oh, really? Yeah. I don't
long time ago. In fact, I need to bust that one out. Long time ago. Like I'm talking 5 years ago or some shit. Yeah. Anywho, they have the most different menu of any beer place in Madison. Outside of like Rockhound comes close. Rockhound's menu is different. It's more like a restaurant. Youngblood's talk about Youngblood, man.
Sure. I've had a few of their beers. They also have some great names. Murder Hornet is my safe word. It's a great name for a really good beer. I will have to also. I'm gonna keep dropping the name. Chad Kersey has had food from there. Him and his wife Bethany. I think they got the nachos there or quesadillas. I can't remember what exactly they got there or what it was. They were telling me about it, and it was really big and really delicious. But I know Chad got some food from there. I'm sure he'll say something in the comments, and then I can just say that.
Really good.
But yeah, the beer is awesome. Been like talking to people about it, and I think like it's just. I thought you had. Okay, never mind. Chad says he's never had. I thought you got appetizers from there, Chad. Yeah, whatever. I thought you did. Okay, never mind.
He's like,
then never mind. I don't know anything about their food.
I love the conversation with the comments. I love it. Go on.
Sorry. No, but I want to go there in person because I would like to. Also, yeah, it's pretty interesting because it's them on one floor and then Plain Spoke, I think, is on another floor, which is like canned cocktails. They just have like awesome beers. And I definitely want to try more of their stuff. And so I also really like their can art. I unfortunately don't have the can in front of me right now, but I just like their very simplistic cans. And for me, the can pops, and it's something that I want more of. And so maybe in the coming weeks, I might try to get over there. Just for me right now, going downtown, especially near the square. Don't know if I want to go down there, and I don't want to go into.
That's all you. That's all.
Yeah. It's just the square is like always really busy, and I just don't. Mm-hmm. I think the furthest west I've gone currently, because I'm an East Sider in Madison, so but I think the furthest west I've gone has been the Oso Tap Room on East Washington Avenue in the Marling Building. So a little plug there again for like the 5th time. So there you go, Chad.
Yeah. So Fred Swanson kind of posted and gave a shout out to your Limousin rye.
Uh-oh.
Behind you.
I'm not ready for that yet.
Yeah, so he was like, "Hey, good little shout out."
Yeah. Sorry. That was not entirely on purpose, but it is a display in my home normally. Like I actually didn't. The only things I've changed for those watching at home, little Easter eggs I placed is the
I think we're all watching from home.
Super Bowl championship Eagles Super Bowl 52, as again I believe LII hat, my Chug Olympics medal that I recently won because I chugged a beer and sang, and it was amazing. And my I won this, and Fred Swanson knows a lot about this because this was Blockfest last year at Great Dane. I won this thing. It's a cooler from Great Dane, and I love it so much. And I put my Phillies hat on top because it matches the color. This is great. I love this thing. How about you?
To winning though?
I'm sorry. What was that, Doug? Sorry.
It doesn't match the winning though.
Oh, thank you. I got you.
You won the fridge, but that hat hasn't won it.
Wait, yeah, it did. It won in 2008.
Christ.
Oh, God, man.
Yeah, 2008 World Series champions. What the? I was in college during that. Come on, man. We're not the Browns of baseball, okay?
Talk about dwelling in the past.
You got one in here, man.
Sorry, because you're a Browns fan, right? You're great.
I just never understood how.
And that makes it 10 times worse.
Man, Baker Mayfield for the win, right?
Yeah.
Look, I just never understood. I never understood how this is what I don't get about Eagles fans, and I've never had an answer. And I've asked Greg this too, and he's never answered me.
What's the question? Now that we're on the record.
Maybe you'll come up with some gimmicky response that'll sound good on a live stream, but it's not going to work. I've already heard the answer. So, but I'm going to answer so everybody can answer. Fly, Eagles, fly on a road. How does a fucking bird fly on a road? Like
that's good.
It should never make sense.
That's a great question, and on the record, you've never asked me that question ever. That's a lie, Greg Washington.
Again, how does a bird fly on a road to victory?
They obviously hover over the road. They swoop down and take their prey out, which is the New England Patriots, and then they go on to victory. That's
how you fly on a road. Splat.
No. They swoop. That's why our mascot's name is Swoop. Okay? That's why his name's Swoop.
Doug, I know it was problems when the Eagles landed in the Super Bowl with the fucking Patriots, and I knew my head was going to explode because one of these motherfuckers. That was the most awful. That was the most awful day in history.
I will say the worst fan bases to be in the Super Bowl are the Patriots, and it's not possible because the Steelers are in the same conference. But those two fucking shithead fucking goddamn fans landed in the Super Bowl. That would be the worst thing ever.
So I would love to have a Steelers Eagles Super Bowl. I mean, I've been dreaming of that as a kid because the Steelers kind of are my AFC team by default. But I just it would be great to see both of them play. Sorry. Oh, Greg's getting bored. I apologize.
No, I'm throwing up.
Is this your show?
Bro,
you have control back. I'm so sorry.
Listen, I always got control. It's great. I can just remove you. It doesn't really matter. Okay. No worries.
Oh, wow.
This is the problem when you put the Browns fan in charge of the controls. This is what happens. Oh, hold on. Everybody stop. So we mentioned the Patriots, so I have to say that I did get my book, Aaron Govea, Raise the Boys to Be Good Men. It's a great I haven't jumped into it yet, but it's a parent's guide to bringing up happy sons in a world filled with toxic masculinity. It's a great book for a great time. Yes.
Same thing.
I didn't give a shout out on social media because I don't post.
You don't have to, Greg. That's okay.
I don't
But,
have any books. My books are over there, and they're all brewing related.
Hey,
Right. Oh, me too.
I'm going to ask you a question before we go any farther. Have you read them?
Yeah.
So we had a
So
whole thing with Greg. Greg says, I have like 80 books, and I've read 3 of them.
well, there's a
Doing
difference
our dog.
between that Greg and this Greg. This Greg reads books. This Greg reads.
Oh,
Um,
I'm like
I
our president.
yeah, experimental home brewing. I got that from a guy from work. That's great. Brewing Classic Styles book, which I borrowed from the Homebrew Club, and I forgot to check it out. And Bad Hair Brady. His hair's not that bad.
Hey, you can't shit on Brady. Brady may be a lot of things. His hair is fucking. I don't care if he had implants. His hair looks fucking great.
Yeah, I mean,
He might be a terrible human, but his hair looks great.
I love the nickname Bella Cheat.
Belichick.
Right.
Man, let me tell you, that organization, man, they know how to like read the entire rule book and find things to do that barely skirt the rules. Oh man, I'll give them props for that. I mean, it's bullshit, but I give them props.
Not only do they barely skate the rules, they fucking cheat and they get caught and then they get fucking fined. And then when I called out Aaron Govea, Doug, you saw that, and he was like, "Oh, well, we got Cam Newton." So like, oh, it's just cool to cheat, basically. Okay, we got it. Like, I got it. It's cool to cheat if you don't get caught. And
I'm gonna tell you, I really wish they would have picked up Jameis Winston because that would have made me laugh like a motherfucker.
Genius.
To see Aaron Govea with his head on fire with Jameis Winston throwing 30 interceptions and 30 touchdowns. The only quarterback who's ever done that ever.
Oh God.
And to see him just Belichick fucking losing his mind, that would be the best. That would be the best.
But doesn't it annoy you that they cheat and then they just get and nobody?
I'm a Jaguars fan. I wish the Jaguars would cheat because I'm tired of fucking for 25 years seeing to just lose every fucking game. I'm tired.
But they just all they do is cheat, dog. I'm tired.
No, I'm with you. Fuck the Patriots. How about that?
Yeah. There we go.
I don't think anybody disagrees
I
with that.
endorse the statement. Thank
And
you.
Right.
nobody should be against that. Nobody.
No.
Fuck the Patriots.
We can all rally around that. So hold on. So then, but hold on. So do we have the same hate for Tampa Bay now?
I don't give a shit about Tampa Bay.
Do you think that Brady
And they're-
going to make their organization great?
I'm sorry, Greg. What'd you say?
There's a weird thing where I want Tampa Bay to win the Super Bowl.
Hold on, Doug. Greg, what'd you say?
I said, do you think that Brady and Gronk are going to make Tampa Bay great? And then I stopped my statement before adding an extra word. Because have they ever been great? So I can't really add that statement. The last word that I was going to add, that's 5 letters long, and everyone knows what I'm referring to. And so get to the popular zeitgeist in the last 4 years. And so but yeah, they we'll see. I don't know, man. Like, but Doug, you were saying that you really think that Brady should you think that they should win a Super Bowl just
I don't think they should.
just so Belichick can eat a bunch of crow and be like,
That would be the best.
you know,
Tampa Bay, one of the shittiest franchises ever. Won one Super Bowl on the magic of fucking John Gruden, who is a terrible coach now. But, like, the idea of Tom Brady going to Tampa Bay and winning there, the only better story would be if he went to Detroit and won a title in Detroit.
yeah.
Because Detroit sucks, Greg. I'm not shitting on your Browns. I'm not.
They suck. Who cares? Who cares?
But my thing is, I just want Belichick to be like, yeah, fuck Tom Brady. We can win with anybody. Jason Stidham. No, you can't. And then they went and picked up fucking a former NFL MVP for like bargain minimum because that guy's been injured for 3 years. And then they're going to be like, oh, yeah, we knew he was great. Yeah, Cam Newton's a big dude and can do stuff. I just don't want the Patriots to win. I want the Bills or the Dolphins to win that division and just fucking rub their faces in it.
Yeah, let's make the Bills great again.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said it, Greg Washington, not me. Because
Yeah.
I'm trying to come up with an acronym for that I can't affiliate with this dipshit president, and can't.
Getting political here.
Mark,
I try to avoid that, but at this point, I've had 3 fucking heavy beers, and I'm.
Hey, dude. Again, I'm at my 10.5 is what Chad told me this is, and so it's starting to hit, and so I'll start saying some random shit like what's going to happen with Stone Mountain, Georgia. So yeah.
Oh, dude, we have a whole conversation to have about that thing.
That's
and
good. I've been there. So one thing I'll say, like my parents are definitely
in control.
I have it upstairs, and so
I can put you all off.
But I've been like all over the country, and I remember going to Atlanta, and I went there, and that was very interesting. So that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, Greg, what are you drinking before we?
Oh, me? I'm halfway through.
Both of you, because I think you both poured beers.
That one.
Mark Schnepper, who is the old president of the Homebrew Club, says, questioning Eagles theme lyrics is the kind of thing that gets a guy beat up by Eagles fans. Philly fans are the worst. They boo Mike Schmidt constantly. I can tell Mark Schnepper this. He's 100% correct. And being born and raised in Philly, Mark, trust me, I've had this conversation not only in Philly, I've had it in Philly fans. I don't think I've ever had it at the vet. I wouldn't try that. But that is one that I always get to Philly fans. And
you can't have it at the vet anymore.
They still can't answer it, no matter how much Greg wants to talk over me. So there you go. For that. They can't answer it. It's a stupid lyric and a stupid song from a stupid franchise. That's it. Next. We can just move on with the rest. Greg, would you like to respond? You can.
So fly, Eagles fly on the road to victory. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles!
There's only so much I can do with that.
A lot like the Jets theme, Jets. Jets. That's what that sounds a lot like.
So for a long time, the Benny and the Jets was their theme song. Benny and the Jets.
So Gary Green says, Browns, I feel bad for Joe Thomas because he was an All-Pro who didn't win much. Not only was he an All-Pro, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, Gary. And thank you for saying it on Joe Thomas Day. Today is Joe Thomas Day. 7-3 is Joe Thomas Day. You can look on Twitter. We were already celebrating in the morning. Thank you.
And he made a great beer with
Yes, he did. And how many Eagles have beers? The answer is none. So we can move on. Doug, what's up?
Yeah, there's no Jaguars who have beers either. So, and we've had a few guys who might be there,
But while we're here, though, Greg, since you want to be running your mouth about your Eagles flying on the road, which, again, I'm not sure how a bird flies on a road. We're waiting for that fucking science. Still waiting for that science. But how about the science of Carson Wentz actually staying healthy for 2 games?
Wow, this is great. I love it. See, this is great. I guess it's the Greg and Greg show now.
Yeah, we got rid of Doug.
The new co-host. Hi, everyone.
Doug, right.
And so, no, it's it'd be great for Carson to be healthy. And if Carson's watching this right now, all I want to say is, Carson, you're a great quarterback. Love you. I mean, I love Nick Foles very much as well. Come back, Nick. Be the backup. We love you. But Carson is great, and I'm anticipating new things. Better things for the new season. I think Carson, he's a good individual at heart. I think he has a lot of talent, but yes, he is injury prone, and I am hoping that he is not another Donovan McNabb because I love McNabb. Okay? I love McNabb, man. He was great, but he always got injured, and it happened a lot. And then Jeff Garcia had to come in, and we had our Super Bowl run, and then he came back in. Him and T.O. And that Super Bowl happened. But we got a revenge, and revenge is so stupid.
All right, Greg. So,
Sorry.
So, the Packers just came out today and said that don't be trying to act like you're coming to the stadium to watch football this year. They basically said that. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah,
I didn't say it that way, Doug.
Right.
What a fucking way to say it, man.
But they basically said, look, what they say, you guys better get used to us playing in front of nobody, is what they said. So, is that a real NFL season, and should we just even do it anyway? Is that a real NFL season when Lambeau Field is not an advantage? Why even travel? Again, why not just go get in a bubble and just play these games if you're not going to have fans in the stands? Or nobody has an answer.
Imagine if they had where it was like one stadium and they started games at 9 a.m.
Yes.
and 8 games.
Yes.
In a row. And then the
Yes.
next day, 8 games. Right?
Yes.
Same stadium.
Yes.
That might work.
That's the only way to do it, though, Doug.
They won't do that, though.
Well, but we ain't gonna have no season, and I'm fine with no season. I'm fine, but you're right, though. I think for the overall sanity of the country, we got to do something. So, we're like 18 hours into the show.
Yeah.
I'm in the Scotch portion of the show, so that's how far we are.
I'm in the last beer.
Oh, I'm past beer. I'm into Scotch.
I have an Indian Pale Ale here, brewed with pineapple and what are Carolina Reapers?
That's
That's super spicy peppers, dude.
Oh, they're amazing. I love Carolina Reapers.
They're not amazing. They're fucking heartburn inducing. They're not amazing.
Oh, they also can.
Oh, disclaimer from Doug. Doug, you got to give your disclaimer.
My disclaimer is this: anything with a little bit of spice that is heat related. I like spice. I like flavor. If it has any heat, my nose is running and I'm not happy. So it's not my jam. I don't like chili beers for that reason. So Carolina Reapers, Greg, that shit like high level fucking peppers.
That's
not jalapeno. That's like 5 levels above jalapeno.
Can I share a story about? It's actually the first time I met Greg Washington, and it deals with Carolina Reapers.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Okay.
But no, you're right.
No, it was the festival we were at. It was the beer and barbecue one up in Sun Prairie. That's the first time I ever met you. And I was with my buddy Barry, and I ran into you, and that was the first time I ever really talked to you in person. I saw you online, and never talked to you before. And earlier that day, I was at one of the hot sauce vendors, and the guy's like, "Oh, I got a Carolina Reaper sauce here." I'm like, "Sure, I'll try that." Puts on a little spoon, I put it in my mouth, and it was good about for 45 seconds. And then at 45 seconds, my mouth went on fire, and I went to go find something that was close to water, and I got something. I went to the Guinness tent, and I grabbed what they had, but it was a seltzer, and so the carbonation made it worse. And that was terrible. But that was the first time I ever met you, Greg Washington, and I remember that day pretty well. So.
And I also remember it too.
Bacon and barbecue. That's the name of it.
Yeah, and also that's when I met our friend for the first time too, Mandy.
Oh,
Klugen? Did I get her name?
Kluchen. Yeah, Mandy and Kevin Kluchen.
Kluchen?
Kluchen. It's pronounced Kluchen, but it looks like
I call him a Klugen.
It's German. They're good.
Yeah,
They're good people. Love
No,
them.
but I met her there. Greg, I met her there for the first time. She was working there too. So I met you both there, and it's funny because you guys are really good friends.
We are. Mandy and Kevin are two amazing individuals. Love them very much. I know. And they were up back to Oso. Growing up in Oso earlier today, which was amazing. So good for them. They're great peeps.
Doug, it's not hot at all.
I'm surprised.
It's not hot at all.
With Carolina Reapers are like one of the hottest peppers on the planet.
It's not hot at all. You guys know the difference between jalapeno flavor and jalapeno heat?
Yes.
Like, jalapenos have a flavor, but it's not necessarily hot. Now, if you mix all those, like, mix all the seeds in there, right, then it gets hot. So, I would say that this probably has the Reaper flavor, but not the heat. I'm not feeling the heat at all, Doug. In fact, it comes off more pineapple-y than anything. I
would be scared of that beer just on the Carolina Reaper part.
So, if I may, sorry, like I said, I'm watching the chat, and I'm gonna throw it back to my buddy Chad because I know about this. So yes, he got a 4-pack of beers from someone, and it was a Russian roulette pack, and basically there were 4 Russian Imperial Stouts in there, and one of them had a Carolina Reaper in them. But you don't know which one, and it was super intense. Yes. Oh, and talk
not doing that shit.
Talk about a fun night.
I'm out on that all the way out.
Look how clear this is.
We're gonna do that, Doug. We're gonna do that.
I'll do Russian roulette stuff. I will not do it with chili peppers because I actually take medication for heartburn.
Oh shit! Okay, never mind
then. So I'm like
right.
So I like some heat, like Indian and Thai food, where you get some heat. I like that.
Yeah.
It's just something where anytime I have heat, there's a certain level where I'm like, okay, that's enough. But any level of heat, literally any level, and my nose is running like a sieve. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be just Texas barbecue heat.
Sure.
But my nose is like, all right, I'm going to just keep running like a sieve. It doesn't mean I don't like it. It just means that, like, I can't have something where it's like off the charts fucking heat. I can't have that. That's just not what I can do.
No, this is not not that assertive.
Right.
I don't know if you could have more than just a sip of this, Doug, but I actually think you would enjoy it. Actually, it's not crazy heat.
I would try it, but like it's one of those things where I try, but I have a couple sips. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be blowing my nose for the next hour and a half. So no thanks.
All right, fellas. Well, we either have to wrap or we'll talk another hour and a half.
Yeah.
But I do have one question.
Production, but this is like fucking an hour and a half, and this is great.
Can I share my beer thing that I made that you mentioned earlier? Okay, so a long time ago, my mother found at a Goodwill store in Schuylkill County, where I grew up, where Pottsville is, in Schuylkill Haven is where the Goodwill store is, and she found a lakefront mug. But it's not just any lakefront mug. It is a Father Sunstein, and usually it's a big beer and a little beer. You know, a little beer for the son, big beer for the father. Well, I found a shot glass, and that fits in. And so I made my own Father Sunstein, and I did Giant Jones American Barley Wine, and if I can get it here, little Limousin Rye. Oh, I knocked over my Eagles hat. Limousin Rye. And so that's what I got here, and that's what I'm going to be sipping on probably for a while. So I made my own little guy here. Lakefront. Oh, I just spilled my beer all over, or my whiskey all over my pants. That's great. So yeah, and this is it just so happens this is from a shot glass from Myrtle Beach, which is where my parents currently live. So kind of weird, weird coincidence. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to be finishing my evening and passing out with. So, so I really like that. I just want to because we talked about Fred Swanson earlier, and you asked me about limo and also weird glassware because I actually
That is an awesome.
do you know Carrie Jaworski at all, Greg, who used to be with Lakefront?
Kerry Jaworski was on this show, what, a month ago?
Yeah.
Yes. Now he's with Third Space. And so when I got this, I sent him a message about this, like, what the hell is this thing? My mom just found this in Pennsylvania. Like it's so weird. And so like he told me the story of like what this is, because I'm like, what is this thing? Is it a candle holder? I don't know what it is. But no, it's for like a little mini beer thing. But I put a shot glass in there with whiskey, and that's what I'm going to enjoy. A little malty beer with a deliciously oaky-ish vanilla rye, and it's going to be great. So,
Yeah. I'm jealous.
Yeah. That's
it's so good.
It's almost like, well, I won't say almost like, it's kind of like a Boilermaker, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh. Big Ten, Purdue. Ugh.
Woo! Boilermaker,
Right. Yeah, go Badgers.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm a Penn State guy, so go State. Both of
The
them.
Boilermaker thing for Purdue is not about booze. It's about
Making Boilers.
Yeah, it's not about the booze. So anyway,
All right. Well, Greg,
Yeah.
it's real simple and real fast. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it pop or is it soda?
Soda. It's also
Right.
flip flops.
Also, it's flip flops, not slides.
oh,
Yeah.
Greg,
I didn't talk earlier. What's up with that? I was doing my research. I'm even wearing flip flops for this in preparation.
so are you wearing flops? Are you wearing slides?
This is a flip flop because it flips and it flops when I'm walking.
I feel
I'm
vindicated.
not
I
sliding.
never understood the slide.
Just like Eagles are road adjacent when they are driving towards victory.
Look, first of all, I never.
Boom.
I want to take it back a step. Actually, I don't understand your flip flops or your slides in public. I don't understand any of that. I don't want to see your feet. I don't want to touch them. I don't want them anywhere around me.
6 feet away.
Especially during COVID, put your feet up. That's where I'm at. But if you're going to slide your feet into something, it's not a slide. It's flip flops.
No,
Like the whole thing is that you walk in them and they, and like it's almost like, another sound guys like to hear. It's like right. So
That's my whole point.
It's what'd you say, Doug?
That's my whole point. My oldest was like, "No, I slide my feet into them." Yeah, but when you slide your feet in when you walk, does it go
Yeah, but-
flip, 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 flip? Yeah, it does. It goes fucking flip flop. It doesn't matter whether you slide your feet into them.
No. So the whole slide thing is fucking done with the fact that you slide your feet into all shoes.
Yes, you do. You slide your feet into slippers, for fuck's sakes.
Yeah, because they slip in.
Yeah.
So Doug, I didn't get to your 400 fucking comment Facebook.
Dude, that was
I looked at it. But I didn't-
nuts. I was like, what is this? And like 8 million people. And I'm going to tell you, the slides had it. Everybody was like, it slides.
No, they're all wrong, and they can't.
I'm going to tell you, it was probably 70 to 80% of people were like, there's slides.
No,
I agree, but you're wrong.
Where did that come from? I've never heard of flip flops being called slides.
Me either. So
Greg
Oh, where did
Greg
that come
and I have that East Coast. Greg and I have that East Coast Midwest thing. Because sometimes you come over to the Midwest and they call things like, "Oh, here we go, Doug. Is it a water fountain or is it a bubbler?"
Oh, it's a water fountain.
Right.
What about so this is one that I learned, time machine. Do you know that one? Do you know
ATM and time machine?
Yeah, because time
So ATM like an automatic teller machine, right?
Right, but like time was the company.
I'm going to give you a different one. Where I grew up, it was a Mac, many access computer.
Yes, but
and I'm going to hit the Mac, and my wife is like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Water or water? I mean, what is it? I don't know.
It depends. If you're from Philly, it's water.
Water.
Shut up.
Sorry, I love my accents, man. we do a whole thing on accents. Me singing.
Oh, we totally do.
A whole fucking show.
There's so many things we could have touched on, but we focused on the beer and the greatest football organization of all time, the Philadelphia Eagles. That's all we focused on tonight, and I feel like that was a waste, guys. I mean, it's been an hour, 40 minutes, and 40 seconds. Timestamp, and I mean, we didn't even talk about like all that stuff.
So Greg, when we have an NFL show, I think I want to ask you back to talk about the Eagles.
Oh man, that would be hey, like I said, long-time listener, first-time caller. I would love to come back. I mean, I'll talk about other stuff. I mean, do you guys want to talk about beer at all? Because like I feel like beer or whiskey or spirits in general.
I got you on Scotch.
Scotch. Isla, Speyside. What do you want to do? I mean,
I'm an Islay guy.
You're an Isla guy? Oh, nice. Oh, Ardbeg, yeah. I will say that I could not handle peat for a long time, but thongs, right? Yeah. So like thongs, if they have
I've heard that before, and they're wrong. Thongs.
There's thongs if they have the hand through between the big toe and
flip flop.
No
thongs.
No.
Okay. Well,
stopping that right here.
Greg, you and I agree on a lot of things that you'd be wrong on. Thongs are underwear. Period.
Well, it's fine. But I was on a rant about something and I totally forgot because we got thrown off.
It was some Eagle shit, and we should probably get thrown off.
Yeah, I think at this point we need to cut the Eagle shit off.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. That's all. It's all good. But pinion rum. Ooh, that sounds really good. Wow.
What's a pinion rum?
Well, pinion isn't that? What is pinion?
I don't know. Where's Gary from? Where's Gary from?
Gary's from Madison, Wisconsin, but now he lives in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Oh, okay. So that makes okay. So that's
take a left turn.
Eagle shit. We won't talk about the Eagles anymore because they're so great.
No more Eagle shit.
Let's not talk about football anymore. Let's talk about beer. Okay. The next hour and 43 minutes and 10 seconds, we could talk about beer. Okay.
We already did it for an hour and 45. This is the part of the show where we cut you off, Greg, and you leave.
Oh.
That's okay. We're gonna bring you back for the after show.
Oh, okay.
Well, that and also we're gonna have if there's a football season, we're gonna have a football crazy. I don't even know what you want to call it.
Will there be any Dallas Cowboys fans specifically?
Yeah.
I'm thinking of.
We got a couple Cowboys fans. We got a Bears fan. We got Doug here. We got a dumbass Browns fan.
What are you doing? I missed that earlier. What fandom are you of National Football Leaguing?
Me?
Yes.
Well, I'm a Jaguars fan.
Oh, so yeah. So you had Nick. You had Now you have Minshew.
Oh, no, we're in Gardner Minshew territory.
Oh,
We're here.
Uncle Rico,
We're redneck crown
Uncle
royal
Rico-
style here or there.
Uncle Rico's child. I mean, that guy. Dude, all the memes around Gardner Minshew are amazing.
You have a Carson Wentz. You can shut the fuck up about that.
What?
You have Carson Wentz.
Well, yes. I mean, we have
Carson Wentz.
a guy that might have
Sounds like
been
the
hurt.
whitest third-tier quarterback at USC.
Yeah, but he's
What?
yes, Gary. I'm sure he is because you're Arizona, and who roots for the Cardinals? And so, it's man, no, it's just like the whole ESPN thing where they did the Uncle Rico thing with Gardner Minshew. It was amazing. I love that, and I like that guy. All the stories about that guy.
So I went to a Jaguars game this year because my brother-in-law was able to secure tickets. And I'm not telling you, the most impressive person that I saw in the field was their punter. He was like a 6'5" fucking Adonis punting the ball, who's a left-handed quarterback, who's their emergency quarterback.
Wow.
And I'm not saying that because Gardner Minshew is unimpressive. I'm saying that, like, I look at that dude. That dude's left-footed. I'm right-handed and left-footed, and I punted in high school until I had my kneecap dislocated.
Whoa.
And I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that again. I'll play basketball because that's less injurious. But like, I don't know. So the backstory is I used to like the Dolphins. I always liked the Florida teams because I was in Pennsylvania and I fucking hated it. So I wanted to like all right, I'm originally from Florida. And then I remember, and I'm going to say this, it sounds super dumb, but I remember Dan Marino was the quarterback, and they lost 41-7 to Jim Harbaugh and the Colts. Jim Harbaugh and the Colts won 3 games all season that year. All season. And they beat the Dolphins 41-7. It's like, Dolphins never winning. Fuck this. And then the Jaguars are coming into existence next season. And I was like, that's my team. I'm sticking with them. And to me, I have this dumb rule where it's like, I can switch teams once in my life. And then I'm just fucking stuck. So what's funny is when I was young, I liked the Sixers. And then they just sucked. And when Miami Heat came into existence, I'm going to stick with the Miami Heat. They suck. And then it's like Wade and LeBron and Bosh. Awesome. And now they're competing. They don't suck. They're actually decent.
Like, no.
So my best friend, Bob, he's a Cleveland guy. He is a Cleveland guy. I grew up with him in PA, but all of his family is from the Cleveland area. His dad's from Cleveland, who's also a friend of mine, so he's a huge Cavs fan, Browns fan. It's Twins. Twins. Oh my God, Indians. Jesus. Wow. Okay. Yeah, we reached that moment where I confused the Twins for the Indians. I guess the Twins is less racist. I don't know. But
Indians are, but whatever.
Right. But no. Yeah. It's just. I just always remember talking about all that. And then when LeBron left to go to Miami and everyone was burning his jersey and everything like that, I was like, oh my God. And yeah, I don't know. That's a rough thing when like he left that city. But then he went back and
So I just want to
loved him immediately.
Can I brag about something?
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Do that.
I went through an interlude there. Sorry.
I'm just bragging that Giant Jones followed me on Twitter.
Wait, when? Today?
Just right now. Or soon. Wow. It's the top thing there.
I didn't even have to.
Yeah.
I didn't even have to
I don't know.
Giant Jones beer for that to happen. Good job. I do have a burn nail in the wings. That's for the after party. Oh shoot, I was supposed to wait for that. Sorry.
That's okay.
Well, I'm just happy Giant Jones followed me. Cheers.
Dude,
Anyway,
Erica and Jessica are
so
fucking best. Sorry.
so this is where I have to take control of the show. It is time for us to go.
Time for us to wrap up, man.
I love you, Greg. And
Sick.
Doug, but if I don't stop now, it's going to go to midnight. So, Greg,
Yeah, hi.
what were you drinking? What was your favorite?
Oh.
What was the worst? What do you got?
Okay, worst was none of them because I won't do that.
Drink more. It'll make your decisions better.
It might be this porter. I'll be honest with you. The Grand Porter from Giant Jones, who recently followed Greg Washington, might be the best.
It's great.
The Liquid Soul, barrel aged Liquid Soul, is great. I don't have any more of it, but the chocolate beer, it was chocolate.
Oh,
Chocolate.
That's yours, right?
I got 2 more. I drank one last night with my folks, and it went quick.
Greg. The Chris Straussen, the Wisconsin Beer Baron, that's one of his favorites too. I don't know if you know that.
Oh no, I don't. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was off.
I love that shit.
I was off Facebook for a little bit, so I
No,
didn't see that.
No, I don't think he put it in there. I'm pretty sure he wrote a column about how much he loves that beer. Actually,
Okay.
just saying.
Yeah, no, yeah. Draws is amazing. He's a good dude. I like Draws.
Yeah. But I don't know. That's kind of like I don't want to say an expert opinion, but like that's kind of a person who's knows his Wisconsin beers.
True.
And he's down with it. So like I don't know.
I always like reading his column in the State Journal, and then now it's I think it's on a monthly basis that they have a beer baron thing. So I usually try to catch it, and I always like to. Is that true? I guess they are. I mean, my friend Bob's cool. Greg's kind of cool. So
who's this Gary? He's
it's Gary Green.
Gary's a well-rounded individual.
I don't know how you've never met Gary and Connie, because they kind of operate in the same circles as you, Greg, and so it's like so weird. So weird. No, they're great people. I mean, they're 2 individuals that you definitely need to meet in person because they are great human beings. So
the fact that I understand Browns fans is where I'm at. So back to your beers here, because
beer, yeah.
If I don't shut this down, we'll be here for 2 more hours.
And I'm okay with that. I don't know how long these.
But I'm not.
We're going on 2 hours. I don't know how long this show is supposed to go. You didn't tell me.
But I'm not. This show's supposed to go an hour.
Oh really? Oh
Actually, Doug, last week we were arguing whether Doug and I were arguing last week whether last week's show was the longest show. And I said that
How long did it go?
Doug, how long did last week's show go? Right. So, Greg,
are we breaking a record? I want to break a record.
We're around there. Sorry.
Greg, are you done with your beers?
All right. So I definitely.
We did this 5 minutes ago, I think.
Grand Porter, definitely my highlight. I really enjoyed having my combination of barley wine and Limousin rye whiskey. That was really fun.
That's not a barley wine fan.
Oh, you're not a barley wine fan? Sorry, what?
Doug's not a barley wine fan.
Doug's not a barley wine fan. Barley wine is not your life. I mean, barley wine is life. How?
Okay.
Oh, Doug. Doug, we should have an entire episode about. Oh, it's just you and me. We're battling now. Okay, this is great. Barley wines are really good. I mean, they're super malty. They do have a hop presence, but it's I don't know. I really do like barley wine, but Doug, I'm sorry that you don't like barley wine. Maybe we'll find one that you like one day.
All right, so listen, let me just make clear that I like barley wines fine. They're just like okay-ish.
Okay-ish.
Okay, so Greg,
Yes, sir.
it's been fantastic, brother.
Same here.
And
Peace.
thanks for being on.
We're going to get you back here. and-
Hang
I
around
will
and
come
we'll have
back.
you after show.
Oh, hey, Doug, Greg, thank you so much for having me on. I'm just a simple guy who likes simple things, and I
Just a poor boy from a poor family. Sparing his life for these atrocities.
easy go. No, we will not let him go. Let me go. But yeah, I really do appreciate coming on. I've definitely been looking forward to this for a while, and
And you got to come back and talk about the Madison Homebrewers Club, which we didn't talk about.
oh yeah, we mentioned them a few times. I mean, they're great. They're a great organization.
Again.
They've been around since 1983. They're wonderful. If you're in Madison and you like beer or you want to brew, you should join. They're great. They have a website. The website was shown, I think, 2 or 3 times today. You should go there, mhcg.org, and they're great. Yeah, I'm gonna stop talking about that and just say thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate this.
Talk to you soon. We'll
A
be
great night.
back soon enough. Trust me.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, if you guys, if this went, if you think this went well, I would love to come back.
Right.
I like talking to
All you
people.
have to do is say yes.
Yes, I would love to come back.
All right. Well,
And you're in.
and Greg, I'm dropping you. See you, brother.
See you guys. Have a great night.
Take care.
Take care.
You know, at some point, Doug, if you don't say stop, you have to stop it. Like
Oh,
you
man,
have to be the person to stop it. Right. And Greg's great. I love it.
Yeah, so let me start and get through my beers real quick.
Yeah, sir. We're going on like 12 hours here.
So this was the IPA that I had that was Big Bang. It was good. I'm going to tell you, if you like IPAs, really excellent. It was tied with this. It was the Belgian Porter, which was, or Belgian, sorry. It was a Ukrainian
Porter.
$2 goddamn dollars. 8%. I drank the shit out. Drank like a Baltic Porter. It wasn't like a regular porter. But the winner is the Omegang Belgian National Day Ale.
Omegang strikes again.
Oh, man. And here's the thing.
Again.
It's a good beer. It's a dry hop Belgian triple. 9%. It doesn't drink like that. This is something you drink a shit ton when it's warm out. I'm going to tell you. Really good. What about you?
Omegang strikes again, though, man. They come out with a lot of good beers.
They make some good stuff. And not all of them are home runs. That's a home run.
You know, again, not of them can be or should be with your palate. With everybody's palate. I had some fantastic beers. I can only thank Daniel Fisher for most of these, probably, if not all. David Rogers, you might have something in here, but I'm pretty sure Daniel Fisher did all these. I don't even know. I'm with Greg. I don't even know if it's worst or first. They're all pretty good. This one is the one that kind of hit me the least. Was this Indian Pale with the California Reaper or the Carolina Reapers? They came through a little bit, man. There's a little bit of heat there, but it was more of, in my opinion, I tasted the California Reapers. I tasted like the actual taste of what the Reapers taste without the heat, if you know what I mean. This is a good beer, though. Thank you, Daniel. I'm pretty sure that was great. This nice house, Helles, I call them Helles, but Helles Lager. Nice little crisp, piney ending as opposed to corny. That's what I don't like about Helles is the corny aspect of it. Is the the lager that we've tasted a gazillion times. It's like chill. Wow, this is an interesting one coming down here too. This Urban Refuge double IPA was really juicy. I think I started or I had it at some point during the show, and we were just running our mouths, and it just went down so good. It was one of those juicy ones. I think you would have liked it because it was hoppy, but more on the juicy side.
The juicy.
And I don't know how I ended up with this one being the best one, but it was a black lager. You and I both love black lagers.
Yeah, for sure.
They're pretty fantastic, especially the way that craft brewers are doing them nowadays. Black IPA is another one, but this wasn't really hoppy. It was just more roasty, but on the light lagery side. So Doug. We're at the end of our wonderful show here. This could be the longest show that we've ever had. It might be. I'm not even going to argue. We were arguing about last week, but I'm pretty sure this went further than last week.
Pretty sure, but that's okay.
I'm pretty fucking sure. So next week we have a surprise guest. We're not revealing the guest. You have to show up to see it. But for people in Wisconsin, you're going to want to see and hear this guest. There will be an announcement with the guests. It involves me and some other people in Wisconsin. Vague booking all day long because I want you to watch it and see who the guests are. Yeah. Yes, I'm vague booking. But it's going to be new content. Look at that. I'm releasing that. And I think people in Wisconsin are going to enjoy it, and it's going to be fun. And Doug, you know about it, but you can't say shit.
Oh, I'm not saying shit.
But you know about it, though.
I do.
So hit up Doug and see if he'll give you information in between.
I'm not saying shit.
But no, I'm really excited about it. We've been working on it for weeks. So we're going to have a surprise guest. Not going to tell you to show up next week. And it's going to be fun. And I'm really excited about it. And Doug, any last parting shots here?
Nope. And it was a great show. It's long.
What are you doing? He's
a goddamn great guest. He just, I don't know. It's just something.
Greg needs to come back, right? Because Greg needs to be one of our. We have I don't know if you guys noticed, but we will start to have quarterly and half-year guests. Meaning you're gonna start to see the same people over. We're gonna have them again, and we'll be able to get into some of the things that we weren't able to get into, like your friend Renee. I cannot wait to have her back because we didn't even really get into the stuff that we wanted to talk to her about. And even after being her friend and seeing her on her show, being her friend on Facebook and see what she's talking about, I'm like, we got like 2 more hours to talk to her.
I just bought a book of hers that has some like the proceeds from the book go to like bookstores and stuff. And I was like, I don't generally read noir, which is what Renee writes. But there's a couple of her friends in there that I'm also friends with. And I was like, all right, well, listen, I might not normally read that, but if they're doing something and it's something where they're contributing to causes, then I want to be part of that. So I bought the book, and it's a lockdown. It's basically tales of pandemics shit from a noir perspective. So really excellent. Go buy that shit.
And for the record, too, just so everybody knows, when we have Renee on, it was absolutely during the middle of our social unrest. And Renee was like, there's certain things I don't want to talk about because I feel that they take away from the civil unrest. So there are things that we didn't talk about with Renee that me and Doug wanted to talk about, but Renee was like, I don't think it's cool. So you need to bring me back on. So we're going to bring her back on, and we're going to dig into that. So I don't know. Renee's just one, though. We got Casey coming up again. We got Joel coming up again. We got JHG coming up again. We got Mike Cruz coming up. We got a special guest. So we're good, Doug. I'll see you soon, buddy. Have a great 4th of July.
All right. Happy 4th of July.